Hi everyone, Les from Comfortable Shoes Studio here, doing another budget art journaling video. In this one, I headed to 5Below, which is always a trip for me. The closest 5Below to me is in a mall, so I had to go to the mall, walk through the mall, and then get to 5Below. And so I went in with 20 bucks and the intent to put together a complete art journaling set. And I failed a little bit on this one because they didn't have any glue stick or glue at this particular 5Below. So it doesn't contain the adhesive that I normally think of as a necessity for an art journaling kit. So let's get into this a little bit. So I picked up, these are not part of this particular kit. I picked these up at 5Below 2 years ago, a year ago. Yeah, so this is from a year ago, and it is a 8-count acrylic paint marker set, which if you can find these actual paint markers are pretty fantastic. So those are something that I already had on hand. But in terms of 5Below, I did pick up this 6-count of artist pens, and so this has a bunch of fine liners and then a brush tip pen, which I have not tested these yet. That'll be in the upcoming video. But fine liners, a 6-count for $4.25. We'll find out how good they are in a future video. But these are all black, so that's cool. I also found these acrylic markers. Now, I don't know if they're actually acrylic or not, if they're like acrylic paint or whatnot. Again, we'll get into that in another video. And then I found these cute little roll and stamp pens that one end is a chisel tip, like a highlighter, and then the other end has a little roller on it that has either a flower, a little wavy design, a long dash, and then 2 short dashes, and then just a small square dotted line. So I thought those would be kind of fun. And then they also had a $5 sketchbook. So here, the $5 sketchbook. And I suspect that the reason that it was at 5Below is that the word sketch is crooked. We could measure it, I suppose, but this end is much lower on the cover than this edge, so it's visually crooked, and it was on all of them as well. So I don't know if these are like seconds from another company or whatnot. It's got a soft touch vinyl cover, so and it's made to look like leather. They had them in a tan color, this blue color, and then black. So a lot of options. You can get a pretty decently sized sketchbook. 96 sheets, so double that for page number. It's 8.5 by 11. It's durable, soft touch finish, made in Vietnam. I don't know anything about the quality. Literally just picked this up today. So the paper is relatively thin, feels pretty crispy though. And has a nice texture. So I think this is going to be great with dry media like colored pencils, pastels, and things like that. So we'll put this to a workout here in a minute, but, or in the next video, because that's how I do these. So, yeah, $5 sketchbook. These were also $5. These were $5, and then these were $4.25. So that's just under $20 for a $20 set. They also had a lot of options for watercolors. And I think that's, if I were to add to this kit in the future, I would hit up some of their different watercolor sets. They had some really nifty, they called them chameleon watercolors. They were metallic and had a different colors in the metallics. And then they also had some, regular metallic watercolors. So I think those could be kind of fun to add to this kit. They also had a range of different inexpensive brushes for about $5. They had a mixed media set, they had a soft brush set, a set that came in a brush roll, a lot of options there for adding to your basic kit. They also had lined journals and coloring books and things like that. I'm going to open these up because I'm going to do what I do with all of these things, and I bought a giant package of these not reinforced nylon zipper bags. So all of these are going to go into a zipper bag specific for my 5Below kit. I'm going to set this mic down for a second and then get these ripped open. Hopefully that wasn't too much noise. All right, let's look at these. Let's get this other stuff out of the way for a moment. The whole point of this series of videos is really about setting up a basic kit for art journaling that is inexpensive. So 0.02 or 0.2 rather. That's quite thin. 0.4, also quite thin. 0.6. I don't know if these are actually accurate. I suppose we could get calipers out and check it. 0.8, we get a little fatter, and then a 1 millimeter and fatter still. These don't feel great. Plastic feels cheap, but they don't feel awful either. I mean, these remind me of the Uniball Onyx pens. And this is actually not a bad brush. You can get super fine lines. And then big bold lines. Honestly, I would buy this set just for the brush pen. If they had an entire set or a box of brush pens, I would buy that again. That's a really nice, I don't know if you can even see that on camera, but that's a super nice fine point there. All right, so that's that. I'll just go ahead and throw that in the recycle bin already. And let's look at these neon effect markers. I did open them earlier when I tried to fold that bag. It just ripped. So these are specifically made to give you that neon effect look. So it's got a white marker and then several shades of different colors to get that neon effect. You know, I'm not going to use them like that, but you do you. You figure out what you want to use them for. These do not feel like any other acrylic paint markers I've used. They do look to be at least somewhat opaque. A little pastel-y. I don't know how long these are going to last. At $5 for paint markers, I do not expect them to last hardly at all. Let's get that in the recycle bin here. Yeah, I don't expect these things to last very long. I think that's the problem with these budget stuff, like from like Dollar Tree and 5Below, is really that they don't last a huge amount. Like, these aren't going to last a long time. So most acrylic markers, when you push down, it actually, these are pretty surprisingly opaque, and they're not mixing with each other. So most acrylic markers don't have a little fiber thing on the inside. So yeah, let's see. it's interesting. They do layer over each other without lifting. So once these dry, they don't appear to lift, and they draw right over each other. That's cool. So that's a surprisingly nice feature. Let's see if the yellow will actually... So once you get these started, and you can see that they are opaque, even the yellow is pretty opaque. So that's cool. Yeah, so that's that. And then here we've got the roll and stamp set. The roll and stamp set I just got because, well, it's cute. That little roller thing on the end, I don't know. Some of this stuff I may not keep. I may give them to kids at work. But, yeah. Let's see. So on one end, these have a standard kind of highlighter chisel tip that may or may not be fun to use. And then the other end has a little roller stamp on it. I don't know if that's going to be in focus up there, but you push down and then it stamps. Kind of cool. Now I don't know. It's definitely like a little bit of give. It kind of floats above. So this is very much, you get one width and then another width. These feel a lot like an inexpensive highlighter. Got dog hair on it. Everything in my house has dog hair at this point. Yeah, these don't, they don't ink particularly evenly. One end, it's the end that's leading in, is darker. There, it's kind of cute. You do have to keep it pretty even, but yeah, those are cute. We'll see about actually drawing with the other end, but I thought it could give me some options in terms of like making something interesting in my art journal. You know, I could collage, use these to make collage papers and then collage right into the art journal. Yeah, I like it. So anyway, that is the 5Below art journaling starter kit, I guess you could call it. I mean, this is also some stuff that if you were looking at wanting to add some things to your art journaling kit, that's why I initially like went to 5Below, was the idea of like, what do I want to add to my art journaling kit? Because, you know, some of this stuff, like these acrylic markers are a great add-on to any of the kits that I've already put together. These filiners are a great art making tool. They're also a great art journaling tool. So that, like, if you were putting together a kit for someone, the 5Below sketchbook, we'll get that tested in the next episode, might be a great option to get them started. It's a good size. It's not too huge. But that plus these fine liners and then probably these markers. I don't know that I would add these on. These are more of a highlighter type issue. But yeah, this combination, $15. That's an excellent set. Or you could go with the fine liners, a set of watercolors, and then a brush set, because you can get 4 items in the $5 range. So, yeah, 5Below, perfectly possible to put together a pretty complete set. I didn't see if they had any tape or glue there. I didn't see it when I was looking at sort of the art supply and office supply section. So, I think you can also, this 5Below has a pretty good selection of things you can store stuff in. So little bins and boxes. So a good option for storing everything. And yeah, so with that, thanks, and I'll see you next time with the testing video. We'll get a test page going in this sketchbook and see how it stands up, and we'll use all these materials. All right, thanks, and I'll see you next time. Bye.